All right. So a lot of people have asked us about the basics of blogging and using WordPress. If you're on WordSirac.com as a client, you have access to content management in WordPress backend. How do we get there? Okay, let's take a quick look at logging in. In an email sent to you early on in the process, you were sent a login for the back end of your website. When you go to the address in the address bar of your website and the extension that we gave you as a link to this login page, you'll type in your username verbatim as you got it. If there's a capital, it is enforced. So you use your username the way it was given to you. Don't type it without capital letters or the numbers if there are any in the username. And then your password is the same, case sensitive. And once you're ready to log in with those two values entered, you go ahead and log in. Once you're logged in, you're going to see the top uh, administrator bar, which means you have access from the front end to go ahead and do things in the back end without having to know exactly where to navigate to. So we have a post here, and that's what this is about. Putting a picture in and some words. It's as simple as that. You can prepare your pictures using your photo editor of choice, or you may have a contractor make the pictures for you if you have a marketing program and budget for that. This is a very simple post, so we're just going to go to edit post and show you how we arrived at publishing this on the front end from the back end. On the side menu, sorry about that, I just had to move my menu over. So you see on the side menu, all posts, add new categories, tags. There's a lot in this menu that you're not going to have to worry about, although there's a lot of things there in the future you may become more familiar with. But for the purposes of this screencast, I'm just showing you literally how to blog. So when we say add new, you're going to come to a blank page, and I'll just do that for you, but then we'll come back here. And you're going to put an incredible title here. And it could be how to make great kids furniture toys out of newspaper. Whatever it is that you do for a blog, it's important that your title tends to be sensational, because that's the link that people will see on Google when they search for what you're writing about. So let's just go back to the post that I wrote for the Royal Canadian Legion. And you can see we have a bunch of posts that the Royal Canadian Legion has blogged over time. And there's the title, who the author is, what categories it was put in, some of the tags, which we'll get into later. But literally, beef nachos grande are here. Okay, so you write in the title. WordPress creates what's called a permalink, and in blogging, it's important to put the date, the day, and the year. That's automatic. You don't have to worry about it. It also strips out non-relevant words like ARER and the exclamations. So it makes it human readable. Beef nachos grande. R here for Google is not as important as those three keywords, and we'll get to keywords in a second. So you don't have to do anything after you write your title if you're fine with that. Okay, so you've written your title, and then down here you're going to write, let's say, 400 to 700 words about what it is. Now this is just an informational post, basically, for Google to index that next Monday we're having beef nachos grande and come out and enjoy. So that's pretty simple. You can type your post in here, and we do recommend 400 to 700 words if you're typing about an instruction or something your business does to let people know and Google to understand how to find that content on the web. So you write your post, and writing in the editor is as easy as writing an email. Something you can note is, and a lot of people should do this, but it's getting easier and easier. This content is being saved every 5 seconds as we type it anyway, as a draft. You can see it down here. It says saving draft. So you're not going to lose your work if your computer goes offline. It used to be a problem in the past. So you could write this in Microsoft Word on your computer, but a word of caution: when you write in Microsoft Word, if you copy into here, just like if I go right click and copy, and then I go down here, if you do that in Microsoft Word, you need to go to text mode over here, because there are special characters, okay, that you can't see that get inserted by different programs. This is not a big deal. You can write your post in here just as easy as you can in Microsoft Word on your computer, and then bring it in here. That is not really a big issue about what I'm trying to teach people on, except that if you paste directly from Microsoft Word in what we call the visual editor, there may be special characters in there that the web can't decipher on the front end. Okay, so there's nothing else, literally nothing else in writing. You make your title, you write your interesting blog, and you come down here, and we're going to have pre-formatted for you categories, okay, in your blog. You may be a cleaning company, and obviously you're not serving food and drinks in a bar. So your categories will reflect your business. What we have over here is the actual preview of what your post search result will look like in Google. You don't have to touch this unless you want to change the way the post reads for the people who are on the site versus the people who find the post on Google. You may want a simpler title once they reach the site, but have a more sensational title in Google. And you can do that by clicking Edit Snippet. And whatever you write in the title will replace in Google what they see in a search result instead of what they see on the blog. That may be confusing, but this is known as metadata, and it's one of the biggest search engine optimization buzzwords in the industry. So you may want to say Taco Loco presents Loco Nachos Grande. This may not make sense to you, but that whatever you type in this box is what it's going to look like if somebody finds it on the search result in Google. You also have, this is 57 characters, so I can keep typing here until I run out of space and the green bar turns into a red bar, meaning this part after those 3 dots won't get seen on Google. So you have 57 characters to say your title, and putting keywords in here that reflect what this is about, which is in fact beef nachos grande, is important. Then you have 157 characters down here, okay, to describe what this is about. So people looking on Google can see, in addition to the title, what the meta description is down here. Why do we do this, and why does Google do this? This is important for Facebook and social networks too, because this is the story that gets created on the web about your post in what we call a snippet form. And if you go to Facebook, you'll see, and I'll show you in 1 second here what that looks like. Whatever you write down here in the meta description gets replicated up here. So if you don't do this, it will take the first 157 characters of what you write. But what if what you write after that you think is more important to the story? Then as you type down here, you say, well, maybe that's exactly what Google and the public want to see, although this makes sense to have it above here in when they come to read the post versus what the preview is in Google. Enough said. What you're doing here to achieve on the front end, and let's look at the front end real quick. You can see I didn't put an image in the words that I was typing. This is because I made what's called a featured image, and I did this in Photoshop. And again, you can use the image of your choice. It's important to do a landscape style image instead of a vertical image, because if you share this on Facebook, it won't crop the top and bottom of the image. And this image is formatted about 1,000 pixels wide by 500 tall. And that's about the aspect ratio that you want. Anything as wide as you go, just cut it in half for the height, because when you see this on Facebook, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go back to the back end. I'm going to remove this featured image just by clicking that. And don't worry about image 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Just look at the featured image. And we're going to go to set featured image. This is your media library, okay? All the images that have been uploaded in the past to your site reside here. So you could use actually another image if you already had one for Nachos Grande, but we didn't, so we're going to do this image. Now, be advised, if this image isn't in the media library, that's why we have the upload file button right here. And you literally upload files from the location on your computer, or you can drag them in to this location from anywhere you'd like. So once you do that, it's pretty important. I'm just going to go ahead and okay, so I've navigated to the folder, and in WordPress it'll say select files, and then you can navigate to that folder, or you can have the folder already opened on your desktop, and you literally drag the image into here, and when you do that, I'm just going to go off screen for a second here. When you drag that image in, it says drop the file in here to upload. You don't have to do anything fancy. You can either say select files and upload just by clicking on it, or drag the file in from somewhere else. If I drag this file in there, it's going to be a copy of the file, but I just want to show you how that works. There's the file that I just uploaded. This is important. I'm just going to delete this one because it's the same picture as I already had. Now, when I go to this and I've just uploaded it, it's important to name your image exactly what it is, because this image is going to end up being indexed on Google as well as inside your site. It's also known as metadata. The metadata of the title, the description, and the featured image make the story on social networks, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, no matter where you go. So I've named this image Royal Canadian Legion Ambassador Branch 143 Mexican Monday Dining Nachos Grande. That means I don't have to retype anything in here, and it's not called IMG 013, which is a boring image and not relevant to what it is. Name it what it is. This alt text is so people with vision impairment can understand what the image is if they can't see it really good, and it's important for Google that you take that description that I've already built into the image and copy it, okay? Copy it. It's already in the title, so you can copy it from there and just paste it into the alt text, okay? That means that alternative text will always be available wherever you put this image on the web in your blog. So I'm going to set the featured image. It's already there. Now we've crafted the entire story, okay? Except I'm not gonna keep this the way it was, okay? Because it's already got the correct information up here. So now all I do when you first write this story, it's going to say publish here instead of update, because you have different ways of publishing. You can pending review or draft. Anyway, this is going to be a published story. If you put it in draft, it won't be published, but you can still work on it in the back end. Pretty simple. So published, I'm going to update the story. You can see it working there for a second. Now it's updated. So if you click on this link or go view post, you're going to see this in the front end, exactly how we wrote it. The featured image, in the way I've configured this, displays at the top. Okay, and 1,000 by 500 is a nice big image for people to see. And you can see I've already posted this on Facebook and 19 people have liked it. And we posted it on the Facebook page of this client. So I helped them out with some of the work because I donate time to the Royal Canadian Legion where I live. Okay, so on Facebook, most people are familiar with their own business page. If you don't have a business page, we can have someone help you get a good business page going on Facebook. But you probably already have one and you know how to do this. So you come to your Facebook business page and you write a post about what it is you're promoting. And basically, you're telling people, I can't wait for this, come out every Mexican Monday to the Ambassador Lounge for authentic Tex-Mex. What people don't really understand is that you need to post this after you've made your blog, because you want to own your content. You don't want to give your content to Facebook. And a lot of people make that mistake of uploading a picture to Facebook that has nothing to do with their website. This was made automatically by taking the link from the URL bar, which in you paste from the address bar where it says HTTPS. I don't have that shown up here because my video's just not showing that. But what you do, you go to your address bar and you take that URL where it says literally HTTPS. This is the location of the post that we already showed you in editing. Okay, it's the same link as this. So you take this link and you just say basically copy link address. You go back to Facebook and literally as soon as I pasted it in there, the story was created. And you can see it uses the title and the metadata from our blog. So we own this data, and the beauty about this is that I'm just gonna cancel this post because I already have it down here. The beauty about this story is that people see what you said on Facebook here, but this data is not, it's part of Facebook now, but if they click it, it doesn't open up just the picture in Facebook. It takes the person to your website. This is the most important thing about, if you're going to own a website, you need to own your data, because social networks owning you is not a good thing. It's the reverse of what you want. You want to be the content creator and they republish it for you. And you can see this is not a huge Facebook following, but this is really good results. We have about 425 people on that Facebook page, and each one of them was gained over time. You don't go out and buy Facebook likes or ask people to like your page. You get likes because people like what you do, and they share it with friends. And this particular post went out to 267 people reached. That's what Facebook says. We have no control over that. 8 people liked it, and it was shared 7 times. 7 shares could be 1,000,000 people, because each one of those people might have 250 friends, and then you go to the third degree of separation, and it's exponential. It multiplies out exponentially from there. I hope you enjoyed this. It's pretty simple. Just fire us an email if I don't think you can get lost, but you may need a few pointers once you get in the back end. One thing that's important is the way my screen is configured. Everything you see that has a little up arrow can be collapsed and expanded. And that includes stuff like format on the side, which we didn't cover. Well, format's not even necessary. And I can collapse that. I can literally drag it in my screen down here because I never use that, and I could drag it all the way down below the featured image. Okay, that means what I look at in the back end as an administrator, when you're logged in, you're not the same person. So how I change my screen is up to me. You can change your own screen options by opening this at the bottom, and you can see right here, I don't want to see featured image 2, 3, 4, 5 ever. Okay, and as soon as I close that, they are gone down here. So you can format your own screen the way you like it. And there are certain things down here that you probably won't use too often, but if you become a power user, and we'll have that discussion on another video screencast, how manipulating the content format can be important for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you next time on the WordsRec blog video screencasts. It's February 25th, 2018, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Again, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you soon.